This is my discussion / review for 911 Season 6, Episode 18, aka the finale, titled Pay It Forward. Let's talk about it.
Live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings, I'm a big fight.
Before we even talk about the episode and review it, I have to put it out there and clear the air. 911 is moving to ABC. Now, ABC picked it up after it pretty much got canceled from Fox. Now, I was reading an article and it told me that it roughly costs anywhere between 9 and 10 million per episode. Now, we know a lot of that is the cost for the actors, the location, the set props, all the other stuff. So there's a lot of money to be made to put in towards a show like 911. And Fox feels like they're not making back that profit with the original series, and that sucks. But regardless, I love the show, so whether it's on Fox or ABC, I'm checking out 911. But moving to ABC, I understand why Fox cut it, and I understand why ABC picked it up. It's a profitable show. It has to be, because Fox is making money off of it, even if everything kind of dipped a little bit this season. And I feel like the only reason everything dipped this season is because of the weird hiatuses and the weird breaks that they were taking dealing with the series, man. Like, I think it was like episode 10 or 12 or 5 and 6, and where we just took like 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, where we weren't even having episodes of 911. And this is a freaking season. So I understand why Fox kind of cut it and dropped it a little bit, because I mean, the hiatuses was crazy. But to be fair, that also came from Fox as well. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of shot yourself in the foot with that one, Fox. But they're going to keep Lone Star, so I guess, 50-50, But anyway, this was the finale episode, and I feel like we went out with a bang, and then we kind of just trickle down, in my opinion. Now, regardless, I loved the episode. It was a great and fun, fantastic episode, and I really haven't felt any tension like this in 911. Not entirely this season, until that one episode with Buck where he got struck by lightning. That was the only one where there was a little bit of tension, where you're like, will they, won't they? You know what I'm saying? So everybody pretty much got put in peril this episode with the collapse of the bridge. Now, we start this episode off watching it, and we see there's a brief call to the 911 call center, but then we jump back in time and we see these people at a diner, and that's where the kind of whole consensus of the episode comes forward. This dude walks in a diner, hears this coach talking to his kids about their tournament and their game or whatever, and he decides to pay for the meal, and then the coach decides to pay it forward and does the same thing, which is something I loved and enjoyed about humanity as a whole. Sure, the world has its own things, and some people can just be mean and rude, but sometimes it's just nice that you just be sitting in a drive-through, or you're in a store or something, and somebody just says, I'm gonna pay for the person behind me, or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And then you just pay it forward as well. Sure, it's kind of like a domino effect, but it's one of those things that it just makes you feel good and better about humanity, in my opinion. That's just my opinion on it. But we see that they were doing that, and then that led to everybody kind of being on the bridge, and this lady and her best friend's daughter, they're going around this cross-country trip camping, and boom, bam, whole wreck takes place, and we see the guy in the diner drinking coffee. He looks like he's super tired, and he's the one that basically caused the whole entire after effect of the accident on top of the bridge. He drove straight into the pillar. Now, with that, it's a big thing about truck drivers staying awake, staying focused, because accidents can happen like that. And I wanted to be so upset and so angry at this dude, which I was legitimately in the beginning, but after Athena came on scene and we found out that the dude had died, it made me feel a little bit different now. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that he died in the process, but dude, you caused a lot of stuff to happen because you fell asleep at the wheel. And hey, if you had a deadline to meet, you should have took somewhere, got you a power nap, and then just got back on it. Don't constantly drive through like that, man. That's how accidents and stuff like that happens. But with that happening, we get to see him crash into the pillar, and we see everybody in the 118 pretty much fall down and under the collapse of the bridge. Now, the main characters for sure, there were some extra stragglers from the 118 that didn't get caught and some that did, but they weren't like super seriously hurt. Now, our MCs, which was Buck, Bobby, Eddie, and Chim and Hen, and the chick from the case this episode, the chick with her and her mom's best friend going cross country, they were the ones that was heavily involved in the accident. And yet again, man, between Chim and Buck, boy, I tell you, boy, they catch the grunt of it in 911, man. Chimney's in the back of the ambulance, and as the ambulance fell, he is impaled yet again. And Buck smacks smack dab on top of the ambulance. Bobby's trapped and, covered yet again. That's Bobby's whole forte too, being collapsed and covered. And Eddie's trapped, but he's not in super serious danger. His ribs are bruised and probably broken. And then Hen kind of had a concussion. Now, everybody's in peril except for Buck. Buck's hurt, but he's not like super hurt. But Buck pretty much saves everybody, basically. He goes through and puts in the work and saves everybody. So that was a nice way to end this season, man, because, Buck was a little messed up and everybody was worried about him when he was struck by lightning. And this turned around and allowed Buck to be there for everybody else. And I love that whole scenario of it. Now, the dude that was helping Athena this entire episode and was trying to pay it forward, we also saw him a couple, I want to say maybe a season ago. It might have been a season ago. I can't quite remember. But Bobby saved him, and it was kind of like he paid it forward and in turn. So it was a weird coinkydink, if you will, but it played out nice for our viewing experience. Now, I love the whole thing about it because we also see Lucy this episode yet again, even though it's a brief appearance, but we get to see her again, and I wonder if she'll be around for season 7. I don't know, hopefully. But I love the entire episode in that moment, and then after it's all said and done, we see everybody's at the hospital getting treated. Everybody's congratulating Chim and Maddie on their engagement throughout the episode. And now with that taking place, we jump straight basically to towards the ending of the episode, and Buck pretty much delivers the baby at his home, and he kind of got semi-attached to it in that moment, but then he had to give it up. Now, I don't know how that whole storyline is going to play. Hopefully ABC takes and does something with it, because it's just not sitting right with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if Buck didn't have to deliver the baby, he possibly wouldn't have got attached or connected to it. But because he delivered the baby, I feel like he might have gotten just a little bit attached to it, and we'll have to see how that plays out in the long run. And of course, the kid is definitely going to want to know more about Buck as he gets older. You know what I'm saying? You can't hide genetics, man. The mom was white, Buck is white. The dude's other father is maybe of Latino or Indian. Or, I'm not trying to judge anybody, but his skin tone is a little bit different. Okay, so that baby coming out white, yeah, that math ain't adding up. Okay, so they're gonna have to tell him eventually. But we also see Natalya come back this episode, and like I said, beginning of the episode, in the middle with the bridge and everything, fantastic, loved it, pure 911. The ending, all of that's going on. We see Buck back with Natalya, and I'm hoping it work out. I just don't see it. I hope it does, but I don't see it. But the rest of the episode, we kind of see everybody chilling on a roof and kind of just going through some flashes, and everybody has these wonderful, happy moments. Eddie asks Marisol out. Buck is with Natalya, having a wonderful life so far. Bobby and Athena are going on a cruise. Hen and Karen got a full legitimate adoption going on this time with a daughter. So and Chin, Maddie, they're doing the wedding thing. Everybody seems to have a happy ending, but I feel like they build it up and then just sprinkled and done some water stuff to just give us an ending that we would be happy and satisfied with. I mean, sure, we're not complaining, but it was not. You can't build it up like this and then it's like you started a cool party on the side of the room over here, and then you invited people that didn't really like parties or something like that, so they came in and then the party just started to die down. You know what I'm saying? They started bringing, okay, let's say you got big pumping music going on, then they bring in some some polka music. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to, you can't bump and grind to no polka music. Come on, man, let's be real. That's what it felt like for me. That's my whole comparison between the two. A weird comparison, but a comparison nonetheless. But like I said, I enjoyed that whole part with the thing, the bridge collapsing and everything. And sure, I'm glad nobody actually got seriously hurt. But I love the build up, the connection to it, the tension behind it, and then it feel like it just trickled down right there towards the ending of the episode. But like I said, it was a nice ending to get you pumped for season 7. We're going into season 7 pretty much with everybody having high expectations out of life, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it plays out on ABC. Overall, this season was a hit or miss for me, if I'm being honest about it. There were some episodes that was great, there were some episodes that were good, and there were some episodes that was just meh. This is Riddick Incredible, man. Don't forget to smash the like button so you can smash any more coming down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe. Peace out.
I cannot complain because today, yeah, I'm doing